Jackie here with Enjoying Life's Journey, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would share with you our weekly schedule, and this is a combination of our schedule just in general as far as how, and also including in our homeschooling time as well as the time that I have Nanny. So this is it's a schedule I made that's got a lot of chicken scratch on it. I printed out this one so I could kind of make more notes. It's a work in progress and it's flexible, so we can kind of do with it as we will. It's just kind of a guideline to help me stay productive throughout the week and things like that. I made this on Excel. I absolutely love Excel. I use it for a ton of stuff. But basically, I'll just go through my schedule, and then I'll go a little more into the homeschooling part at the end. So basically this is just our Monday through Friday schedule because that's the days I have the other kids. So I have two children. If you're not familiar with my channel, I have two children. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, and then I nanny and I have the children I nanny is a 10-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 6-year-old. Now the 6-year-old is in 1st grade, so you'll see in here that we do take him to school and pick him up. My day starts about 5:45 or 6 in the morning, depending on if I'm showering that day. If you've watched my Super Mom video, I basically, shower or wash my hair every other day. So from 5:45 or 6 until about 6:15 is my time to get ready. A lot of times everybody's still sleeping. I am not a morning person, so when I first wake up, I just don't want to have to think or speak or have anyone speaking at me, so it's kind of good to just wake up, even if it's just that 15 minutes earlier than everybody else, so you have some kind of time to yourself. So I get ready at that time, and then at about 6:15 are when my girls wake up and the other kids arrive. My husband usually wakes up about 6:15 as well. So he'll get ready while I'm feeding everybody for work, and then he helps me load up the car. We leave at the same time. He goes to work and I take all the kids to the school. So the girls wake up. Arcadia can dress herself, so she gets ready on her own, and then I change the baby and I get the baby set up in the high chair with her breakfast, and then at about 6:30 I get breakfast for all the kids, and it's usually just cereal, very simple breakfast, I know, but hey. And then I start getting things ready to leave, and then we take the oldest to school, and we usually drop him off between 7:15 and 7:30. And then we come straight back, and then at about 7:45. So as soon as I get straight back, the babies, I say babies even though my daughter's 1, but they're still babies. The babies get put down for a nap, and then I start our official school time. Now I say school time because this is very flexible. Alright, so from 7:45 to about 8:45 is our school time. So I only focus, and I say this because I only do like focused lessons or focused work or focused ideas or introduction to ideas. I only do that for an hour a day. And Monday through Friday, every day is different on what we do. So I'm just going to finish going through the rest of my day, and then I'll go into each day in a little more detail as far as the homeschooling work. So basically 7:45 to 8:45 is school time, I'll just say that. And then at 8:45 the girls get a snack, and usually the babies will be waking up at some point. They usually wake up about anywhere from 9:30 to 10:30. But so 8:45 girls get a snack, and I do the read aloud while they're at the table. At 9:15 we clean up the table and all of our work area, anything that we've had out for the day. And the girls do most of it. I just direct them on what needs to be put away. So that's, and then 9:30 to about 11:15-ish, this is free play. So they have 2 hours of free play. I leave them alone. They do whatever they want. They can play with more art supplies, or they can go in Arcadia's room and play with all her toys. They can go in the little library that we have and read some books. It's their time. I will say this though, we have no TV on. There's no TV on from the time we wake up until we pick up the oldest from school. There is no TV for the children, and that's just a preference. It's that way they can focus on free play and imagination. Now sometimes we take the free play out front if the babies are still napping and I have some yard work to do, then I will take the older girls out front and they can ride the scooter and the bike or look at ants or do whatever they want to do while I do yard work, but it's free play. During their free play, is my time to do either, I have two different things that I work on during their free play, and that's either cleaning up the house, doing household chores, doing the yard work, doing budgeting, doing meal planning, doing anything like that, or I work on YouTube, which I'm doing right now. Is actually their free play time. So the girls are out there playing and I'm recording. 11:15 is when we do lunch, and then I will do another read aloud with them at that time. And sometimes the read aloud turns into reading all of the books, so you never know what happens. During meals, then the children are responsible for taking all of their dishes and stuff and putting them in the sink, so that helps kind of keep your area clean. I also bought them a little hand broom so they can clean up after their own messes. After they eat, it's nap time or quiet time, and they're older, they don't really nap that often, but they have to go in Arcadia's room, the blinds get closed, the curtains get closed, it's dark in there, and it's quiet time. Sometimes they nap with no problem, sometimes they're up chit-chatting the whole time, but it's quiet time. And their quiet time, that is my time that I don't do anything house related, job, YouTube related. It's my time to watch TV if I want to watch TV, take a nap if I want to take a nap, or get on the computer and watch my own things or social media, whatever I want to do during their quiet time is my time. And that's usually about anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, depending on if they end up napping or not. Also, like I mentioned, the babies wake up between about 9 and 10:30, so during that time, which is the girls' free play, lunch, and nap, I could also be dealing with changing the babies, feeding the babies, and getting them set up with a free play activity that they can work on, that they can just have fun with. And then when the girls do nap time, quiet time, usually the babies then take another nap as well. Yeah, so we wake up at 1:45, end up waking up the babies if they're still sleeping, so we can go pick up the oldest, and then when we get back from picking him up, sometimes they will nap again. So the babies are napping, they're napping about 3 times a day. Sometimes less, and sometimes they sleep longer. But 1:45 is when it's nap time's over or quiet time's over, and everybody's up, and we get everybody ready to go to pick up the oldest from school. So we get everyone ready to go, and we usually start loading up the car at 2. He gets out of school at 2:30. I like to get there about 2:15 because the line starts getting there, so I get there at 2:15. We hang out in the car for 15 minutes, and then he's done. Okay, so once we pick him up, then this is the goal. Right now it's too hot for us to be outside in the afternoon, but the goal is to then turn that time after school into a 2-hour outside time. And the goal is to eat snack. We'd have our snack outside, and then they do about 2 hours of just playing, and then at the end we'll do 15 minutes of some type of either a guided game or a nature study or geography, something relating to outdoors. Right now, because we're not outside, we just come home, have snack here, and then it's free play for them. or at that time we can put on a movie or something like that. And then at about 5, we split up and I have them do independent reading. Now, the oldest is able to read and he's supposed to be reading every day for school anyways. So everyone picks a book, whether they can read it or not. They sit quietly by themselves and they flip through the pages or they read the book. And I usually have them sit there and do that for about 15 minutes. And then at the end I'll ask them, oh, what was your book about? You know, and usually they'll just tell me what the picture looks like. And then at 5:15 is everybody helps clean up the house. So we they pick up all the toys in Arcadia's room, they pick up any art supplies or writing things that they've got out of the homeschool craft area, they put movies away, they get their stuff ready for leaving, the ones that are leaving, and then they pick up the living room, anything that's in the living room that they brought out of the rooms that aren't supposed to be there, they put those away, put books away in the little library. So that's kind of like an everybody clean up stage. At about 6 o'clock, well, anywhere between, I would say anywhere between 5:30 and 6 is when the kids I nanny get picked up, and it just depends on traffic. And so I just say I have them till 6. My husband gets home around that same time, so my husband gets home between about 5:30 and 6 as well. So we have kind of a lot going on at that time. But he gets home, the kids get picked up and they leave, and then we have dinner at about 6 o'clock. And then at that time I also feed my dogs. So I only feed the dogs once a day, but I do it at dinner time. And then from about 6:45 to 8:15 is family time. And that could be walking around the neighborhood, doing read-alouds, art projects, having to run to the store, or just watching TV. Honestly, just veg out and watch TV. At about 8:15 is usually when I would start planning or prepping for the next day. The girls, Arcadia then cleans up any other messes that she's made since everyone else has left, so she cleans up again. And we do bath time at that time. If, again, I bathe the girls and shower myself every other day, and I try to alternate which day it is, so that's when that would be. At about 8:45, now this has actually changed since I wrote this up. It used to be then at 8:45 Ricky would do a read aloud with the girls and then they would go to bed at 9. But we've actually started putting them to bed at 8:30. We started putting them to bed a little earlier. So again, Ricky might do his read aloud during family time versus bedtime. So that's a little bit different. And my husband and I usually stay up and we'll watch one more show on Netflix or something after we put the girls to bed. So if we put the girls to bed about 8:30, we're usually going to bed about 9:30. So that's pretty much my schedule from about 5:45 in the morning to about 9:30, Monday through Friday. The other week, I actually did cleaning Friday night. I did my 2 loads of laundry Friday night starting at 8, and I cleaned my main cleaning stuff that night instead so I could free up Saturday for more things, plus to save a little bit on electricity as far as doing loads of laundry at night. Saturday, I just have the girls and we'll do the library or a farmer's market or something that that the girls and I can go do out of the house. Sunday is my husband's off Sunday and Monday. So Sunday, nothing is planned. No cleaning, no errands, nothing. It's strictly family time. We'll go to the lake and spend the day at the lake, or we might go, doing whatever it is that we want to do as a family. So basically Sunday is our main family day. But basically that's like our weekly schedule. And so I will go over in a little more detail our homeschool schedule. And I'm actually going to do that in a separate video. So stay tuned and check out the description box and the video should be in there. So thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.